need to find a way how to beat them. So on the end of the presentation, we would see this statement: if you're not running, you're losing. Is it true or not? So for the introductions, probably all of you know what something is, but let's see what's running. Running is to find a clear frequency, and calling CQ often big guns in more directions. And searching pounds is finding the station. If you're assisted, you're usually clicking, but to the spots or tuning if you're not assisted. So some strengths and weaknesses from each mode, let's say. For the run, most important that you can work almost all station, because there is many exclusively search and pound station and not exclusively run. It's potentially faster. We can use more directions simultaneously, transmit in more direction. It can be fine for longer time, so you can maintain run for hours, and search and pounds not so. It's easier and more relaxed. The minuses on the bad side is that the rate is not constant. It's unpredicted, in some way predefined. That we'll explain later. Search and pounds. The main strength is that we choose station to work. Rate is usually constant if you are doing it right. You are first on every multiplier if you using the software properly. You have the awarenesses of the bands of the competitions, because you're not listening to one frequency for the whole time. You change the 5 frequency in a few seconds. And you can use the strength of your station and conditions. You know that you are good on Europe, you are calling Europe in the midday, or you know that you are good on Japanese, waiting to Japanese to pop up, and you'll only catch the Japanese. And you are actively creating score, much more than just running. The downside is limited number of runners. That's the biggest one. You can't work other S&P stations, and it's harder and definitely more demanding. So this is the main difference and main point of the presentation. If we are doing a run, it's like a lotto. Who calls us, and rate is already predefined. If I'm running and let's say Papa 3 Whiskey are running with a better signal, and we are both running, I'm losing for sure. What? I know. But if 9A1A running and 9A5Y running, 9A5Y will lose for sure. So we need to do something else. We use search and pounds and creating our score, which is much more exciting than just press F1 and waiting to be called by someone. Which is the most important thing for the rate is time between of the QSO and time of the QSO. We are all solid operator here, and if we are running, we all copy the signals from the first shot, running it right, send it right. And there is no much difference in the time of the QSO. But there is big difference in time between QSO. That's something that we can influence a lot. And of course, structure of QSO. If you're running, you're getting called by Delta Lima, G3, and some USA. If you are doing search and pounds, you only click the station that you want to work. And by fast and smart clicking, or search and pounds, you get rate in points, which creates scores at the end. So when to do what is hard to tell, but this is some general stuff that you can have in mind to consider. So I'll try to be short. You see all what's right in here. So you should do run whenever you can, but there is a big bet. But you need to have a good rate, constant rate, and with good structure of QSO. If you are running 200 QSO per hour in worldwide, working Germans and Italians, that's not good. Or if you are running US and in 1 minute you work 4 of them, and then for the next 2 minutes neither of them, that's also not good. When working DX or where is Japan open, that's the time that we should run, because Japanians like to do search and pounds. When the band is open and in some other conditions. So when to do search and pounds, for me, when is enough station in the band map, when is enough new station in the band map. If you have sorted by time, you can see the amount of the new station that is currently active. If you have it sorted by the list, you don't know if this station, which is writing in the band map, still calling CQ or not. If you are sorting by time, you can see the station which are calling CQ in this minute. If you are clicking that station, you will not go for the empty spot. When it's spotty conditions, where it's just one part of the world open, when you're looking for run frequency, you can also try to do search and pounce. When you're getting squeezed out of the frequency, don't go right for another run frequency. Use that time maybe to click some DXs. And if you're a small pistols, you usually need to do that. This is generally some kind of two groups of contest. You probably already know which one is exclusively run contest and which one should be done in search and pounce mode. On the left side is IRU, work all Europe, Russian DX and IOTAs, where there's big differences in the points for the contact, and we should definitely use search and pounce much more than run. But on the other side, almost all contacts work the same amount of points, and we should run. Another help, you should make a plan before the contest, analyze the logs. If you're chasing record or something, get the notes, and if things are not right, change something. Because there will not be a miracle from somewhere that from now on the rate will go high. No, it will be the same, even lower. And neither goes forever. So on the beginning of the contest, you can run for 5 hours maybe, constantly, and you can search and pounce 5 hours constantly. But last evening, at Sunday evening, at the 80 meters, 1 hour before the end of the contest, you cannot run because there is not enough new station, and you cannot do search and pounce for 30 minutes because if there is 20 stations available, you will work them in 5 minutes. So you have to change more often. Even, I don't know, I work 3 search and pounce stations, then press 2 times F1 on some frequency, work 2 more stations, then go back for the new one and band map and so on. The last hour is always like that, struggling to find the station. Okay, now how to find station? Of course, the main goal is reduce the time between the QSOs and work the QSOs from the first shot. The software, how to set software, which station to click, I will explain later more detailed. But you should definitely not listen to empty time or wasting time to listen another context. You should memorize that station and go else. You should try to memorize everything that you click, which will be shown later in the example. If I click 403A and heard that he's sending report to someone, I'll go for another station, but try to memorize the sequence of him to go back on him. You have to think in advance always. You be ready for the next station right after the exchange. And you should use a wider filter because station can be moved, or with the wider filter you can copy 2 or 3 stations in the same time. So how to find the station, how to set up your software. With my experience, is better to use in N1MM available multi QSOs windows than band map and sorted by time. And in DXlog it's pretty much the same. It's better to use list sorted by time than the band map. If you are not sorting by time, then you should use the lower filter time for the removing spots. Maybe 5 minutes would be enough. Definitely not leave for the 10 minutes, then every second station that you click, you're clicking in the empty slot and losing time. So which station to pick? For me, the freshest. If I see new spot just pop up, he just called CQ. And lots of time I get 001 in the contest. Because he just called CQ, he didn't establish the run yet, and I already get there. It's even better with ZD7BG or some other rare modes. They just come at the band, you should be first or last, not rushing in the mess. So the freshest, the multipliers, the QSOs that work more points for sure. It could be DX or it could be another zone, depends on the contest. The stationing conditions, and you should definitely should not miss the casual operators because they are for the low time there, and if you don't pick them up, he'll go somewhere else and he's gone. What not to click? Definitely the busted calls, a station out of conditions and all spots. Europe, which is coming 24 hours a day, and low points, hard working station, even big multi-teams, they will get you. You don't need to fight for them. When you find the station, how to call. This is also very important. I think that you should be aggressive. Without the transmission, you have to transmit. If you not transmit, if you are listening, you cannot make a contact. You should transmit as much time as you can. How to do that? You have to call again. If I hear 403, I test, and I hear pileup, I'll call you once time. I wait for a few milliseconds, I'll call again. And you should act like a big dog, because we all know that we are working pileups. If somebody calling over and over, we try to get rid of them and work them first. So you should use that. So that's the main vital things, and some other things that you could use during the search and pounce is that on the right side. You should get a little bit moved to make a distinguish from the other station. You should use good timing, blind call. You'll see all these in the examples. So don't stuck on the multipliers. If you don't get the multipliers from the first, second or third shot, don't waste the time. Just remember him, don't forget him. Place them in the second VFO. If you are using two transceiver, place them in the second transceiver and check from time to time the pileup will slow down. High and band are usually casually operators. We should catch them and don't send extra informations. So some words about two radio and two voice. It could improve the score significantly, but not for me. I just don't have a time to use the second radio. I said the second radio when I had fight in Russian DX contest with Sugar 53 mic, didn't even touch them because just simply don't have a time if you are doing this thing right. What? That's luckily. I saw that some guys working search and pounce on two bands. It can be done, but I don't see the point. For me, not. A run plus search and pounce is okay, easy and effective. So now we will go with the first example. That's actually video. I just made two videos in my life, didn't record some others. This is from years 2022, but it's still all the same. So in this video, it's just a 3 minutes, but you will see all. You will see bad spot, you will see bad call, not getting station from the first call, you will see the blind call, lots of them. And this video will also be public, it's already public on YouTube, so you can see for many times. So that was it. As you can see, there is nothing special in that. But we can continue this rate, and this should be the constant rate, because on the next video, there is, I try to do 100 QSOs, and I measure the time that I need to do that. Unfortunately, this was 20 meters with a big skip zone, so I could not get the whole station, but I did it in 35 minutes, which is average range of 172 QSOs with one antenna and not so special conditions on 20 meters. I think that you, okay.
I see that you're actually going to the spot, to the map.
Yes.
No,
because I can add the pick from the list, which one I want. I don't want to go straight one by one. I want this one, then this one. So that I cannot do with the fingers. Maybe this could be better. I only use single operators, one radio with the one VFO. If you implement two VFO, the rate could go constantly over 200 for sure. So this is maybe even better examples. There is my big friend Dave when we do 10 meters contest. So on the left side you can see signal to noise ratio. And on the right side you can see the pattern of the working, let's say that way. So Dave do everything right. He search and pounds for the Far East in the early morning. He search and pounds for the multiplier for the Europeans and for Eastern Caribbean in the midday. And he ran during the opening time for the US. He didn't anything wrong. Then the second day pretty much the same. So with the lower signal, I was researching the pounds the whole time, get 150 QSO more on one band. It's easier to compare single band and multi-band. It's hard to compare. Example, another one, which is also 10 meters. This was fight between 9A5D HA3LN and 9A5Y. We got the same, almost the same signal, not many difference. The other two stations was calling, especially at the Sunday, almost during the whole day on the same frequency, and the result is here. Another example, it's a multi-band contest, so it's hard to show, but we did the European record in World Call Europe contest last year. So you can see the all big multi-station, and 9A5Y, we almost didn't call CQ just for the minute or two. There is not two consequence spots on the same frequency from us. Another example, which is actually 2 weeks old, with the Sugar Nancy 2 mic, it's RTTY contest. It's even better because there is this facts, who will copy better, who send better. There's not playing any case now, just style of the operating. And the Sugar Nancy 2 mic did a lot of search and pounds. He did, I don't know, 40 or something % of the search and pounds QSO. And from the start of the contest, I noticed on JA's pileup and the US pileups that I don't have a chance, any chance, if I don't do something better than him. So I did. I searched and pounced a lot. Almost didn't call CQ at all, and somehow managed to reach his score. At the end, we are on UBN difference. What the? High power. There was also Sugar Nancy 3 Alpha station, who is with almost same score like we do, but I didn't get permission from him. I'm good friend with the Sugar Nancy 2 mic, so he gave permission to show you the data. Let's remember what's most important. When to do search and pounds, as soon as the run slow down. I don't think that you should wait to rate to pick up again. If you don't change anything, they will hardly can go up again. You just do something, try to search and pounds for a few minutes and go back. There will be another set of callers, another set of search and pounds guys. The conditions will change. And change often. Don't be afraid to change, especially in these days when you have the pan adapters, waterfalls. You can go for search and pounds and find a clear frequency in 2-3 minutes. You will not lose anything. How to click, set the software right by me, and for my thoughts, we practiced this for many, many years. It's best to set up by arriving time. I don't know why, but I have the best results set that way, especially with the multipliers. When you are in search and pounds mode, when I see the multipliers, I just press them. Doesn't matter if I'm in some other context, I will go back, but I go check for these multipliers. Could I be the first one? You have to click fast and smart. Smart means not European station, not bad spots, and use time wisely. How to call? You have to be aggressive in some way. Don't get carried away, especially not on the multiplier, because if 10 people is calling aggressively on low band, we have no chance to work them. Use offset, and if you are weak station or low power, try to get timing right. I'm high power station, so I'm just calling. I'm not waiting for the right sequence. Some closure. So search and pounds for me is not just page up, page down, because that is pretty much the same as run. If we are going one station, then wait for the good sequence to work them, then another station, wait for good sequence, it's pretty much same as the run. The score is already predefined. But if you are picking the right station and thinking in advance, try to memorize the sequence, you could do good score with that. It's not easy, it's intent looking and calling station. You have to be on transmit. If you're just clicking and waiting and not calling, you cannot make a QSO. It's not easy, but it's rewarding. And with good search and pounds, you really can compensate the lock-in setup. If you have smaller station, you are fighting with the bigger one. If you are doing the same as he do, you have no chance. You have to do something else. So if you practice good this style of operation, maybe you could beat them. Especially in the short contest, there is also always a material to click. For us, 985 Yankee is always problem the second day. In the all big contest, even in the multi-single, first day we can beat 981P and 987A, but the second day not anymore because there is just simply not enough material, good material to click in bandmap. So after all this, we can ask ourselves, if you are not running, you are losing, is it right or not? For the sideband contest, definitely you should run. But on CW, there is many chances, many other things that could be done better than just press F1. You can, when you are in search and pounds mode, it will be easier to switch the band, check another bands. When you are in the run, you get a little bit lazy. Honestly, I'm doing run when I'm tired, when I need to eat something, when I need to drink, when I need to go to bedroom, and when I go back, I go to search and pounds. So that's all for me. I hope that it was interesting. I'll try to do my best to show you what we do. You have the videos on the YouTube. You just press 987DX, and these two videos will pop up. If you have any other questions, you can ask, and I will explain everything. So that's it. Maybe any questions now? Bratzo, maybe. Andy is gone. Andy has a question also. LZ2HM, do you have some questions? You don't need the search and pounds. You just press F1 and... Yeah, but in some shortest contest, for let's say IARUHF, you can definitely win the contest with even press F1. Yeah, it's a different story, especially if you are Papa 3. For our problem is that there is... Yeah, when I came on the band, 9A1A is already there. He's a multi-station. 9A5D is usually on, 9A7A is usually on, 9A1P is usually on. So if you are some casual operator who just collecting countries, you will work 9A1A and not any other 9A. That's our problem.
More important is to work in all contests and to remember your call sign. And sometimes the guys decide, oh, 9A5, why? That's to be the first one.
Yeah, because they will know that it will be short. Okay, really thanks. Nice to see you all. Thanks for the QSOs and for the attention.